Bro, a big comeback in the end. How do you feel from that? Because obviously we're buzzing. We got the 3 points. We had to win the game. Yeah. We did win the game. You don't always want to win like that, but how do you feel about what you saw?
We shouldn't have to be coming back against Atalanta, you know. And it's the same sort of teams in the Premier League. Like we're going down to Everton, and you know teams like this, they should be coming to Old Trafford. You look at City, they pummel them 5-0 or something. You know, they should be coming to Old Trafford and worrying what score it's going to be, not us worrying if we're going to come back.
What is it? Is it down to Solskjaer can't get a tune out of the players on a consistent basis? But then look, at half-time he managed to get a reaction, or some people say it wasn't him, it was the players. But what are you putting it down to as to why you don't know what performance to predict for Man United?
Well, for me it is difficult because obviously, for me with Ronaldo, you've got to start Cavani for the legs because Ronaldo will not press. But obviously then you're struggling to get Fernandes and Pogba into the side. But for me, you've got, I don't know, but I think Ronaldo has to start sort of off the left and Cavani up front to cover for Ronaldo's legs. You know, he don't run as much as he did anymore, and he's static really, isn't he?
And we have seen that.
Got the ball, when we've got the ball and these crosses going into the box, he's lethal. But when we've not, he just won't press. Yeah, so you've got to have Cavani or the likes of Lingard on to cover for that press.
So basically the running that Ronaldo's not going to do needs to be consumed with by other players. Yeah. What did you make of like the midfield today? Pogba not starting, back to McTominay and Fred. How did you see that? And going forward, you know, Gary Neville was saying we can't go back to McTominay and Fred. We know what that brings, but it doesn't matter who we play in midfield. We always seem to leave the game saying what happened in midfield. What would you say?
Well, for me, the two DMs is the worst thing. Like, I don't understand why. I know Varane's been injured, but why would we sign Varane? That was the idea of signing Varane, so we could play a higher line, play more attacking football, and play with one DM. And for me, Matic has to start because he's the most solid out of the three of them. He might be slow, but he's the only actual defensive midfielder we've got. He forces it forward also, and he's just the most complete, and you can play Pogba and Fernandes, or Pogba and, well, he's never going to play Donny, but Pogba and Donny, or Donny and Fernandes in front of him then.
So for you, Matic is the glue that you want to see.
Yeah, obviously he's not got the legs for every game, but then I'd play Fred. I think McTominay goes sideways and backwards too much. At least Fred always shows. Fred's always showing, and obviously he's not the best, is he? But look at him for Brazil. You've got what's his name? Neymar and Dani Alves in that. So it can't really be Fred. There was a reason why Guardiola was after him as well. There must be something in there.
In terms of turning it around now and going on a positive run, trying to turn our season around, trying to turn our form around, do you think that will be the catalyst for that change, or do you see that as that was just another game where we got out of jail and it's back to normal? How do you see it?
I think it's another game where we've got out of jail. I think as much as we love him, he's got to go. We need someone in who knows what they're doing, like, because the squad's world class. You look at it really, and them attacking options. It's like Pogba on the left sometimes, and that we've got too many good attacking options, and they need to be playing.
Do you believe the argument of, or do you agree with the argument when people say we're playing with too many attackers? That balance is off.
No, not at all. Because most of the time it's the two DMs for me. It needs to be one. And until we need to sign a DM in January. Don't matter if it's Ollie in charge or anyone else.
Liverpool weekend, Sunday, everyone's huffing and puffing. But I do want to say this, yeah?
This is the thing though, we'll go and beat him, and then that's his job. That's his job again for another 10 games or something.
Because that's the thing, in a derby game, in a high energy game, there's been many times over the years where we're going to Anfield with a way better team than Liverpool. They're mid-table, whatever. They can come and stick it on us. It's different. Anything can happen. And when you see like results like tonight, 2-0 down, we pull it out of the bag, individuals, whatever you want to call it, we can win games. If we do win, or if we do win, do you see the tide start turning and it's starting to calm down again?
No, because he'll go back to Fred and McTominay. Once again, I understand it at Anfield away, you know, Fred and McTominay, or go away to City or something, but at home you should always start attack. It doesn't matter who you're playing for me at home, and it's the Fred and McTominay against the likes of Wolves and Everton and stuff. It just shouldn't be happening. I'd understand in Europe away, and you know, Chelsea, City, Liverpool away, you can start with them because obviously you go there, like you go for a point, don't you, away against the top sides and a win at home. But it's like Anfield last season, they didn't even have a centre half fit, and we went there and we sat back. We should have went for that. That was.
And in the last like 10-15 minutes, when we had the chances, and we should have probably won the game.
That was the statement we could have made because we was in it. We was in the league at that time. We could have, if we'd have won that game, we was in it.
Yeah.
And that could have been the statement win that that pushed us through.
Going forward, then, okay. So if you're looking at the rest of the squad, what apart from a DM, do you think we need anything extra, or is there's no excuses? Everything is there to go and do what we need to do.
I'd say a DM and a right back, obviously, but I wouldn't say a right back's like it's needed, but it's I'd say maybe a starter against the likes of a low block, but I don't think it's needed. I think the team's good enough to go and win something as it is now.
Last thing, who's your man of the match?
Oh God, De Gea.
De Gea. Hey, people are going to sleep on De Gea's double save when it was 2-2.
I don't know, because as good as that was at the end, Ronaldo, he didn't really have a good performance, did he?
Yeah. So
De Gea for me, yeah.
Listen, bro. Appreciate that, man. Nice one, man.